Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to another beautiful day in the garden. Baxter is here keeping HOA and I company while we pour today, and I was thinking after one of our last pours, that Obsidian Heart one that I did, where I did the straight pour and then I wasn't happy with the corners, so I took what was left in my cup and I did a couple of ribbons around the corners, and I kind of liked the way that it looked, but I kind of didn't, so that gave me an idea and got me thinking about something else that we're going to try today. So this is a 15 by 30 inch gallery wrap canvas from Artist Loft. I have taped the back and put my push pins in, and I have painted my sides and edges with one of my colors, the deep sapphire from DecoArt Americana Decor Metallics. What we're actually going to do today is I'm going to fill one of these smaller cups, or two of them probably, with a couple of these colors, and we're going to kind of do a ribbon pour around the perimeter and tilt that a little bit, and then we're going to do a pour in the center to see how that ribbon pour looks if it's the layer underneath our intentional pour. So that's kind of my edgy experiment for today. There are a couple of colors here, so let me show you what we're working with. The colors that I'm going to be using for the ribbon, some of them are leftovers from a couple of pours. This is that deep sapphire from DecoArt Americana Decor Metallics. And it might have a couple of other colors in there also, like some gold. I think half of it was drips and then the other half of it was the deep sapphire. So, but this is mixed with Liquitex gloss medium and Floetrol, and then there was some mix in some of it to thicken it up a little bit, but that's the deep sapphire. Okay, I'm also using Brilliant Blue by Amsterdam. Very, very pretty color. Not super, super thick, not super, super thin. Again, Liquitex gloss medium and Floetrol, and then a little bit of mix to thicken them up. This one is a bugger, as Lee would say. This is light turquoise from Golden, and I have actually added quite a bit of white to this to tone it down a little bit. This one likes to take over, so I am going to be using smaller layers of this than I am in the other colors. And then of course I have here Amsterdam titanium white. Woo! Titanium white with a little bit, no, this one, yeah, this one has satin, no, this one does not have satin enamels in it, so this is just the titanium white from Amsterdam. Okay, and then, so that's what we're going to be using for the ribbon part. There's those four, and then for the pour part, we are using, this one is new for me, it's the first time I've used it, and I saw my friend Nate Bright using it. This is red gold from Atelier, which is beautiful. And this is Liquitex gloss medium and Floetrol. Very, very pretty color. I'm excited about this one. Then we are also using this Folk Art Color Shift. Was it Dragon Flash? I think that's what it says. I don't have my glasses on. But this is very pretty. I love this color. Kind of a greeny gold with a little bit of blue in there. Super pretty. Okay. And then we have some Paynes Grey from Golden. Beautiful. I love the contrast between these two, and I think they're both going to look really, really cool with that red gold also. And then I also have my 24 karat gold from DecoArt Americana Decor Metallics.
It's rare that you don't.
The last one I didn't. The last one I had bronze. See there. And then this one is Amsterdam titanium white, and it has a little bit of the satin enamels in it. And this is going to be the one that I use for the straight pour part, versus the one that doesn't have the satin enamels is going to be for the ribbon, because I don't necessarily want cells popping up for the ribbon part. Okay, so this is exciting. I like experiments. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of white in both of them. And I'm doing two smaller cups versus one big cup because I don't want a lot of mud. Okay. And then a pretty aqua, turquoise, whatever it was. And a little bit more white. And some brilliant blue.
Those birds are back.
The birds.
The burbs. That song.
I love
That
the
one.
birds. kind of be a 3-layer painting. But that's okay. This is real pretty. I love this combination already. Just a little bit more white on there. Okay. So before we pour these around the perimeter, I'm actually going to take some of this sapphire, the deep sapphire. I'm going to thin it up just a smidge. And we're actually going to pour this as a flow extent, as a base coat right around the edge. Right, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Too many steps to explain. Okay, so we're going to go along the edge here. I'm just going to spread that out. Bless you.
Thank you. I had an Armenian friend tell me one time that if you're about to do something and you sneeze, that means you're not supposed to do that. And
Really?
I said, right. Then he said, but if you sneeze again right after that, then that cancels it out. So you go ahead and do it. And I said, what happens if you sneeze 3 times? He said, then you have a cold.
Okay, so now I've got that base coat around the perimeter. And now we're going to pour those 2 cups. Wow, that's so pretty already. I love that. Okay. Do you think we should start from the middle and go outward? Or we should start from the edge and go inward?
Ooh. Let's go the other way. Let's go out to in. Because you usually go the other way. So.
Well, no, I would think actually I want to go in to out, because what comes out of the cup first is going to be the least muddy, and what comes out of the cup last is going to be the most muddy. And that way, if I'm tilting something off, it'll be the end of the cup. Yeah, okay, so we're going to start from the middle.
Do that then. I'm glad I'm here to help you with these things.
Well, you know, you do help.
No,
Okay.
I know.
Okay, so we're going to kind of do this like around here. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back through it again. This way. I'm going to go around the edge. Okay, so that's 1 cup. That's really cool already. Alright, I'm going to do the second one again, and I think I'm not going to go this way. I'm going to pull the cup this way because I don't actually want the straight pour look, I want the ribbon look. And we're going to tilt this. Okay. So let's tilt this out now and see how this goes. If it even works. It may not work. I kind of do want it to go over the edges. Okay. I guess there's not any way to keep it from covering up the center. But that's all right.
You're trying to leave the center clear?
Yeah, I was, but that's okay.
You have to pour closer to the edge then.
Well, I wanted it to stretch out. I'm going to slide down that way. Now you see what the function of that first layer of Sapphire was to allow this to slide easily. Okay. Get the weight of the paint down there now.
Got a couple of big bully drips there.
It's okay. But so now this is giving us an instant background for the pour that I want to do. So it wasn't as neat as I anticipated it being, but that's okay. Still looks pretty cool. Who says your base coat has to be plain? That's really pretty up there at the top. I love this sort of stuff, to just experiment and play with it and see what works and what doesn't work and how it moves. And okay. I'm also not putting a lot more on here because I don't want a very, very thick layer of paint on here. I do want it fairly thin because we are going to pour more paint on this now. Just a little bit right there needs to come down, touch the edge, and then we'll be ready to go. Redistribute the weight of the paint so that it's centered, and then I also open up just like this top edge is so pretty here. I love that. It's beautiful. Okay.
I hear Baxter snoring.
What else is new? Baxter is a snoring machine. Hello, puppy dog. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, honey? You just ate lunch, that's why.
He's not looking late.
Well, same thing happens to me after I eat and I get to lay down. Let's torch this real quick. It's actually really cool by itself. I really like that color combination. Okay, no, we're going to do what we plan to do. But we might do a simplified version. Okay, so the plan was to use the Paynes Grey and that Green Goblin and the red gold and the white, and to do, okay, that's what we're going to do. But we're going to use a small cup rather than using a 16-ounce cup and covering the whole thing. I'm just going to use a 9-ounce cup, and we're going to do a smaller straight pour, and that way we won't cover up the whole thing. So I'm going to start with a little bit of gold and some of that red gold and a little bit of white, and then another layer of gold just to give us a double barrier before I start putting green in there. That Dragon Flash. And then some Paynes. And some white. And the gold. We talked in previous videos about using the white and gold as barriers between colors that you don't want to mix. So I don't want the red gold color anywhere near that green. So to make sure it doesn't touch it, I use a layer of white and a little layer of gold. And now there's two colors in between my red gold and my dragon flash. So that's good. Okay, now a little bit of white on there. Alrighty. So, alright. I kind of love all of this. I kind of really like the whole thing. The only part that I'm not actually really crazy about is right in here in the center. So I think what I'm going to do is turn this around. This part's still really cool too, but I like what's happening on the edge.
What about if you only poured a little bit of that cup in there?
Well, it's not going to cover the whole thing. Okay. I got paint all over me again. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is just kind of do like maybe a half moon shape and then tilt it this way, trying to keep this background on there. Okay. We're going to start like over here and we're going to go this way. Okay? Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
ILS.
Okay, here we go. Alright. Okay. Dog, you're hilarious. Alright, so I'm going to take this.
Sleeping the sleep of the righteous dog. That's what you say all the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take this down. And then we're going to go around. And we're going to make a left.
Left turn at Albuquerque.
And there we go. That's pretty cool. Stretch out the top part, which is what I like that most. We might lose some at the bottom. That's okay. Do this one more time, maybe. Relax.
No, it's illegals.
We're going to take this edge right there that way to cover up that long pointy thing that I don't want, but I know HOA's snickering about.
The funny thing is it looks like Florida.
You have little faith. Okay. Interestingly enough, I don't like the dragon flash. Well, it's an interesting experiment. Interesting also for me because I actually like what we did first, that background layer, better than I like what happened in the middle. So, options now. We do actually have more paint. that we could do the ribbons again and just obliterate this whole thing and just do a nice ribbon for, which I kind of think I kind of want to do because I liked the way that that looked a lot. It was very pretty. So let's see. So we're going to just tilt this and get some of this off. I mean, these fingerlings are really cool. I just, for some reason, I'm not loving that Dragon Flash color. I guess with the orange. It's kind of weird, but those fingerlings are pretty bitchin'. Okay, so we're going to get a clean cup so that HOA doesn't get mad at me.
Mad's a bit of an exaggeration.
It's because you guys can't see it. That's why he always wants me to use a clean cup. Okay, I'm going to start with some Paynes. And then we're going to put some white in there. Maybe we'll add the orange to this cup. And we'll just do ribbons. Maybe I should have done a bigger cup. Oh well. Wait.
You have to use Baxter for the soundtrack of this one. Or do you sleepy time music or something?
Okay. So. Take two. Ready? Let's start like over here. See, that didn't work at all. We're gonna start over here. The aqua green. Okay. Before we tilt that out or something, I'm going to add a little bit more paint in here and do that one more time. I think we're going to leave out the orange because I don't really like it. But we might add the green Dragon Flash back in there. Whoa! Alright, very full cup. Okay, I'm going to go this way and pull it
right.
over here.
Oh, I messed up last time. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. I'm much happier with the color combination without having the orange in it. Alright, let's tilt this out now. Down towards that corner. I'm going to take it down and go off that bottom edge now. this. Go down this way and go down off that edge. Sleeping the sleep of the righteous dog. Okay. That's interesting. It's kind of like a moonscape. One thing I'm not sure like is this. Should we try to get that off? Or does it add interest?
Yeah, that adds interest.
I don't really like it, but...
Didn't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's okay. So this isn't what I had originally planned, but like I said, this was an experiment to see if we could make a background beforehand and have the background be the base coat, which you absolutely can. I think if we hadn't had the orange in there, it would have worked better. But I actually really do like this a lot. I think it's kind of cool. I love those layers that are opening up and how you can see in between all the different layers where there's been a little bit of blending. It's kind of neat. And, you know, when it's dry, if I don't love it, there's lots of things you could do to embellish it. Lately, I've really been enjoying using this little Piggy Pigments with the Liquitex gel gloss, and doing stencils on things is a lot of fun. Adds a lot of interest. I don't know if you guys saw Villegas did, she actually made some octopus tentacles stencils, HOA.
Yeah?
They were so cool. On top of this pour that she wasn't really crazy about. I'll show you the picture. It's really, really awesome. But there's like these amazing tentacles across this cool canvas. So it was really fun. But there's a lot of different options and possibilities. I am going to let this one dry. Let's torch it and pop all of these air bubbles that are going on in here. Okay. Alright, so what do I really like? I love the Sapphire and the Paynes Grey and the Brilliant Blue together. And I really am actually loving that, what is it called? Light Turquoise. The one that takes over. I love the Light Turquoise with the white and the Paynes Grey. It's really, really pretty. We did end up with a little bit of that red gold in there, but that's okay, you know. I like this actually. I love these layers of color, kind of geode-ish. And that was fun. I like to experiment and play with stuff and see what's going to happen and have fun with my paint. So I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I will show you this one when it's dry. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We'll be right back. Okay, so here is my edgy experiment. I actually really like this piece. I like how it turned out. It's very soft, it's very peaceful. A lot of beautiful calming colors in here. A lot of really pretty ribbons. I like how you can see the different layers of the ribbons of color. Those beautiful blues, that light turquoise, the deep sapphire, Paynes Grey. Very pretty stuff. We did get that little bit of red-orange still on there, which actually is kind of neat because it kind of reminds me of a sunset over some mountains. And I like these little fingerlings that got stretched out up here. It looks very, very pretty. So I am going to play with this some more. Looking back at the video as I was editing it, I really liked the first incarnation where I had just tilted out the ribbon pour around the edges. I kind of wish that I had just left it like that because it did look really, really cool. Experiment wise, I think it would have worked, just that red-orange color was not really cooperating well with the other ones for the actual pour. The first pour, not the ribbon on the edges, but the actual pour, I didn't really like the way that it looked. So maybe with a different color palette that would work, and that's definitely something I will be experimenting with again. But I do really like how this one turned out. I think it's very soft. I think it's very calming, very peaceful. Possibility for some stencil work or some embellishment with that pearl mica flake that I had used last time, which is pretty cool. Just to add a little bit of bling to it, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I do kind of like this one. I like all the different areas. I love all the different lines. There's some little cells popping up. I love how dark that Paynes Grey gets. I love the contrast that it makes. The folk art dragon flash, you don't see a lot of it, but I do see the color shiftiness when I move the painting back and forth and side to side, but not so much. But I really love the brilliant blue in there. I think it's very peaceful. I love it with that aqua turquoise, the light turquoise from Golden, especially contrasting against the Paynes Grey. Some really, really pretty lines in there. So this is my edgy experiment. Thank you guys so much for being here with us and hanging out with us and, you know, putting up with my experimentation. Fun stuff, though. I really enjoy it. I like seeing what could happen and what does happen. So, and this was very educational for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please hit that thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing so you get a chance to see whenever I post new stuff. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye.
See, baby. Oh, you were filming. He got us. He did. He got us. A kiss.
He's making out with the dog.
Look, a kiss for Mama. You have
That's
kisses.
him making out with my wife.
That's my boy there. Don't make it weird.